So one of my favorite knives, just as a general and to make, is the Bowie knife. And one of the things you'll see in a lot of like the very early Bowie knives is a handle that is shaped kind of like a coffin, which is where it gets named coffin handle Bowie. And a lot of people theorize that the original Bowie knife, or the knife that inspired the Bowie knife anyway, had that shape of handle. No one knows because no one's actually seen that knife, but people speculate that's what it had. So I decided, I'm gonna actually try it, and I was surprised at just how comfortable it is. I had to do a little bit because just the way my hand's shaped, just make it comfortable, but honestly, it works well. It has that shape you wouldn't think of, where it's like it's narrow at the top to where you can really grab it, and wide at the bottom, but it's also that little bit of character that just, I don't know, it's simple, but it just works. So honestly, I'm surprised at just how well it works, and I gotta make another Bowie knife. So splattered myself in the face again. Do that like every video. So I've recently been looking at like the coffin handled Bowie knives, like where I think original Bowie knives were done this way. So I'm like, those actually look cool. I want to try it. So I've got this piece of just leaf spring 5160 basic steel I use. Just gonna hammer out of that. I don't know how much the handle I'm gonna shape ahead of time. I'll probably do a lot of that with grinding, because I want to keep that like distinct coffin shape, unless it's just kind of like the vague ones you see. But either way, just gonna be a typical blade. Just, I don't know. It's an excuse to make another Bowie knife. So, got this forged out. Got a nice shape to it. Kind of mostly got the coffin handle shape forged in. Dimensions aren't quite what I wanted, but I think it turned out pretty well. So, basically just have to straighten up all the edges, give it a nice point here, obviously. Kind of clean this up a little bit because it's still a little wonky. And of course, need a guard for it. Not sure what I'm gonna do with that. I'm just gonna do like a straight guard, which I probably will. Usually I'll do like an S-shaped guard, but I don't know if I want it for this particular blade. Don't want to take too much away from the handle since it's kind of the main focus. But either way, this is gonna be a nice little knife. Or big knife. This isn't exactly small.
Okay, I've got everything nicely ground out. I already heat cycled the steel, just kind of some timing there. But before I heat treat it, I'm going to take this piece of scrap metal that I drilled some holes in, the same thickness of the tang, and I'm just going to cut them out with my angle grinder, so that way it'll slide up to here, and then I'll probably just heat up in the forge to kind of get a finalized fit. Got some pinholes drilled in. I'll probably have to shorten this just a smidge because this is the only piece of hickory I have, and it's not long enough. It's kind of hard to see with this shot, but it's not quite long enough. So gonna have to make it work. So anyway, just gonna take my air grinder, get that slot cut out, and shouldn't be too long from there. Okay, all I've got left now is to clean up the handle. I just put some, hit a little bit of hickory wood scale on it. A little shorter than I wanted them to be, but it's all I had. So, gonna just cut that off. Just regular steel pins. Usually I'd use brass, but I think with this knife, it would look better if I use steel because I'm gonna take this and just burn it until it's completely blackened. Sand it down and burn it again. Wanna make sure it's good and just black when I'm done. I think it's gonna look really cool with the coffin handle shape and just the, solid steel, everything else. So, gonna get that cleaned up. Hopefully it won't take too much. And then get it burned.
Okay, so just got this finished up actually last night. So love the way the handle turned out. It still has that coffin shape, and I love the burnt just wood. I think it looks really cool with the shape. And the blade, it kind of has a more modern look to it. I still think it looks like something you find in an old Western movie. So really happy with how it's turned out, and can't wait to go out and play with it a little bit, because obviously this is what I'm gonna do. Hope you enjoyed.